All right, welcome back, Entrepreneur Alliance. I'm pumped for this masterclass here. We got Craig Ballentyne with us, and Craig's been a guy I've seen around the internet here for a while. Started talking with my buddy AJ, who was like, I'm working with the most disciplined man in the world, and it's awesome. And so I know AJ's already like kind of a pretty like high level, high functioning guy. And everything he's told me is you've basically taken him to the next level. So thanks so much for joining us here, Craig. I'm pumped to talk through entrepreneurship and how to really crush it.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love the reach. I love working with young folks like you, Dave. It's going to be really, really great. We talk about all sorts of stuff as to how I went from just out of control to totally in control and dominating my days and just owning my life,
Uh,
which I know everyone wants to do.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So I was kind of like looking through everything you've been working on. So you're the author of The Perfect Day Formula, which, by the way, guys, he's got this like box that he will send out to you. I've got some link to it somewhere. Maybe we'll put it in here. Get the box because this thing is sick. I got one in the mail yesterday and was like blown away that it wasn't some like sketchy internet marketing box. It was like, wow, this is like a real business here. So, dude, I got that. I know you've kind of done personal training and some fitness stuff in the past. You're a contributor to Men's Health magazine for a long time. And it seems like you just help people, particularly entrepreneurs, like take things to the next level. Is that about right?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much out of the fitness industry now. I was in that have been in that for about 2 decades, and now I help entrepreneurs, high-level entrepreneurs, really get rid of all the mental clutter in their head and have total mental clarity on how to build their businesses. So it's more than just marketing, and it's more than just personal development, and it's more than just productivity. It is a whole bunch of things wrapped into one, gets you this holistic takeaway. And so, like you said, I work with AJ one-on-one. I work with some people in groups of five, and then I work with corporate teams as well. And we're really building this perfect day formula, perfect life workshop sessions out to help a lot of people and really help, the entrepreneur go and 10x their business. And so I used to help, millions of people with the fitness stuff. And, my YouTube videos have been watched millions of times. We sold hundreds of thousands of programs. So we were helping people on a high volume level there. Now we're helping people help people on a high volume, and we're still getting our word out. So it's a lot of fun, and
That's
very
cool.
grateful for your kind words about the kid. It really is my life's work in a box.
Huh, dude, that's so cool, man. I forgot to mention, it seems like you're a Coldplay fan too.
Yeah, I went to a concert recently.
All
I'm not
right.
my biggest fan of the group, but I did go to a show when they came to Denver this year. It's the first time I'd ever seen them.
Okay, very cool. I saw them this last year too, and they put on a great show. So,
Yeah, they're a fun band. There's some really cool people in there that I didn't expect it. But my friend Joel Marriott is another one of my coaching clients and a high-level entrepreneur, and he has been to many shows. He's a concert-going machine.
yeah.
Said the Coldplay show that he saw way back in like 2006, best concert he ever been to. So he was really hyping it up.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. No, very cool, very cool. So anyway, dude, let's just go back. I mean, I know you kind of had this like breaking point in 2006, and I feel like a lot of people in the entrepreneur alliance right now have probably been doing entrepreneurship for like 1 to 5 or 6 years. They're kind of one man shop. They're probably like working really hard in a whole different like new world that they haven't been in before. Tell us about kind of your story, what led up to that 2006 moment.
Yeah, so by then I had been an entrepreneur for about 7 years, and it was a very tough year. I hired my first business coach, and I also had these anxiety attacks. So it wasn't like, just at the end of the day, you're kind of stressed out. No, I had symptoms of a heart attack for 6 weeks straight, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And twice I actually went to the emergency room and said, I'm having a heart attack.
Hmm.
I was 30 years old, and the problem was I actually suffered from what I call the paradox of freedom, which I had too much freedom in my life. I was able to quit my job as a full-time personal trainer, and I was able to work all day long. And Dave, the temptation with all the things out there now, it wasn't even that bad in 2006. I mean, Facebook was barely coming around. It was really Google AdWords and some blogging and a little bit of video, but I just had all this opportunity, and I didn't know when to stop working, and I also didn't know when to stop partying. And when you put those two together and you don't stop, you never stop, never stopping, you end up getting in a little bit of trouble. And so I had those anxiety attacks, and
Hmm.
from that, too much caffeine, too much alcohol, too much work, not enough recovery, not enough structure in my day. And so when I put the paradox of structure into place, which meant I have more structure in my life, that's when I achieved true freedom. And so it's been since 2006 that I've been working on developing the exact system, which I
Hmm.
difficulties, right? As you said, getting to the next level. So there's a really great quote from an author that most people have probably heard of. His name's Paulo Coelho. He's the author of the very famous book. And he says, discipline and freedom are not mutually exclusive, but mutually dependent, because without discipline, we sink into chaos. And that's what happened to me. That is so eloquently said, and it's much better than the way I say it. But we all need these
Hmm.
structures and rules in place to make us more productive, more effective, and give us more quality time with the people we love.
Dude, love that. Love that. I got married about 7 months ago. And before that, yeah, thanks, man. Before that, it was just me living in a house of guys for like 2.5 years trying to figure this thing out. So I'm regularly working, 8 a.m. to midnight every single day. Like, no breaks, like losing quality time with all my friends. All my friends are like mad at me, like, dude, we don't see you anymore. And I'm like, I'm just trying to keep my head above water here. And then getting married, like, I can't do that anymore, right? Like at 5 o'clock, I'm done. I'm going. And that was kind of a learning adjustment for me, but I found it's been, I think, a lot more freeing. And I found I've gotten actually probably the same amount done, if not a little bit more, just by saying, hey, I'm going to squeeze everything down into this small, amount of time. And I'm just got to just know I got to get it done because I can't go till midnight, if even if I want to. So that's been cool for me.
Well, first of all, you identify with values that you focus on, and that's the difference between, people that have all the time in the world. Because going back to Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Work Week, he introduces the concept of purpose. And that was the first time I'd ever heard it.
Yep.
Purpose is less states that your task expands the field which you apply to work. Just like your college essays, right? In a college essay, here's your 21st. Okay, well, it gets done. Here's your 20th. If it was actually due March 11th, guess when it would be done? March 10th. Guess when, if it was due on April 14th, guess when it would be done? April 13th.
Yep.
And so what you really need to look at is, and you've experienced this with marriage, and I'm sure that you've experienced it even with growing up with a kid. You've actually got to develop the habits of entrepreneurs. One of my coaching clients had a meeting with her today. She thinks her peak got to be full, and she's works 6 hours a day because she has a young kid. And that's what this was spent time with. And she's really dialed in and is doing really, really fantastic. Her business grows every year because she has delegated to other people. And so when you're a young man, you do it all yourself. And when you do it all yourself, you end up with a lot of anxiety. So you need to delegate to the right people. You need to hire people who's skilled in and of itself. And you do that, you also cut out, you say, you know what, I can do that, but it's not worth it. You can do this, it's not worth it. I'm only going to do these things. I'm going to focus, focus, focus. And then that's where you really start to pick up the traction.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I've totally been experiencing that like firsthand, and I'm excited. Yeah, for to get better and better at that as I go here. But I want to talk about like anxiety. I want to talk about how to have this perfect life, this perfect day. Before I do that, I just got to ask, like, are you naturally a crazy disciplined person, or has that built up and changed over time?
I would say I'm naturally more disciplined than most people, but I'm also a very weak person, and I put a lot of my systems into place so that I'm able to overcome my weaknesses.
Hmm.
So if I just put myself on my devices, I'll be watching television, all day long, or eating potato chips and drinking soda. I'd love to do that, but I know that that would, just crush my soul
Hmm.
on the inside because, when I was in college, or in high school, that's kind of what I did. I didn't work more than most people because back in my generation, nobody did homework. You guys did homework, and these days everyone's on their homework, but nobody did homework when I was in high school, and I actually did some. So I did have a little bit of discipline. I am a little bit more of a controlled person. But again, love to drink and I had put these systems in place in order to stop myself from spiraling down. So a lot of this stuff is just a combination. Yes, there's natural discipline there, but it's also structure. It's all skills like anything in life. And so it's a combination of those two that has allowed me to excel in this area that the Gay Hendricks would call my zone of genius.
Hmm. Dude, very cool, man. Very cool. It's good to know for guys like me who I'm not the most disciplined guy. I love what you said. Like you've got systems in place, left your own devices. Yeah, it's a good thing you don't have to left your own devices. So no, that's cool, man. So when people come to you and they're off, they're entrepreneurs. Like, what are the most common things you're hearing or seeing, or just the things that you hear and you're like, man, that's the classic like entrepreneur strain I'm hearing.
Mental clutter, just
Yep.
Because you say you want X, but you do Y, you're never going to be happy. You're always going to be stressed out. And so what I do is I come with two things. I come with outside eyes, and I take a look, and I teach them how to have outside eyes on their own life. One thing that people can do is, and I learned this from Stoic philosophy, is be external. So go external, and then you can meditate on this, or you can just play it through your mind. But watch yourself as you go through a day. So I'm going to watch this movie. It's called A in the Life of Dave. And you're Dave, obviously, watching this movie, and you're going, listen, Dave has this big goal of doing X, and yet here he is at 9 o'clock doing these activities and wasting his time. Why is Dave doing this? And then you break it down and you go, okay, that's the temptation. How can we build up a fence around ourselves and protect ourselves? Like, this is what I went through. Okay, at 10 o'clock in the morning and checking stats and email and Facebook and ESPN. Why am I doing this? Okay, I'm bored. I need to be writing. How can I get myself back into it?
Hmm.
Put systems in place, and that's what you do. Outside eyes on your problems. That's what I bring, and that's what I can teach you to do for yourself. And then the second thing is having a goal and knowing what the other person is capable of. So entrepreneurs come to me and they say, hey, I want to achieve X in 10 months. And I look at them and I go, listen, I know people that have started off in worse circumstances than you, and they've achieved X in 6 months.
Hmm.
So you need to set the bar higher. So that's what you're going to do as a coach, Dave, is you're going to set the bar higher for people. And then you're going to give them no excuses accountability. Because what I've realized in the last 6 months from my coaches, and I spend over 100 grand a year coaching, is that when my coaches go soft on me, I go soft.
Hmm.
I put the muscle close. And so they need to be hard on me. They need to be kicked good. They need to be taking no excuses. And even though we're good friends, they can't go soft on me, because if they do, they're doing themselves and me a disservice. So when you're coaching people, you have to be there and have difficult conversations and say, listen, you're capable of this. You're performing here. What can we do to get you up here and have you get over that bar that we've set for you? So set a high bar and hold them accountable to that high bar. Know what they're capable of. That's what a good coach does. A good coach knows that Usain Bolt is capable of running 9.65, and he says, we're going to train at this level.
Hmm.
You're going to bring that level of training every session. And if you don't, they will call you out on it. And that's what's up.
Dude, that's so cool. And I totally agree. I felt people that I coach, they want that really, like deep down, like they want that. Like they're there for that. And I'm like, I'm kind of like a nice guy. I like to hang out, I like people liking me. But I found like when I'm coaching, like if I need to turn it up for these people, if they really want that. And it is doing them a totally. They're not paying me to just be their buddy. They're paying to get some results. And so I've got to kind of step into this different zone when I'm coaching than when I'm just obviously hanging out with some buddies. Do you find when people come to you that like most people kind of underestimate what they can do?
They're definitely not clear on what they can do. I know that some people are actually looking for permission for somebody else to say to them, yes, you can do this.
Hmm.
So I've been working with some people recently, and it's just it's hard for them to be surrounded by other people who are going to give them a higher bar, right? I mean,
Yep.
I know that you hang around a lot of entrepreneurs where you are, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people will go to an event, a mastermind. That's the only time they're going to see other entrepreneurs, and they go back to Wichita, Kansas, and everybody there, even the people they know who might be the financial advisor in town, they're not pushing hard. They're not pushing for those next level results. They're not pushing like a Gary Vaynerchuk or Moose House or whatever. They're not pushing at that level. You kind of get into that complacency mode.
Yep.
Complacency. I send out these daily messages, and today my daily message to my coaching clients was fight, fight, fight against complacency. Today, especially for people like me who came from nothing, who came through very fragile zone, grade 1 school in grade 2. I mean, now I'm making more money than I ever thought possible.
Hmm.
So, again, that's like sitting in that easy chair at the end of the day, eating potato chips and drinking soda and kill yourself. So you have to keep
I don't
going.
like know anything about investing in that either.
And
Lose all my money, lose all my baby's money.
small thing, $100,000 a day. So Gary Vaynerchuk, he's about my age and he's 10 years ahead of me. But I've since been up
Hopefully, I'm working on it.
and grinded. So
I'm working on it.
Yep. No, totally. That's kind of a word that we've stopped using around here is, we're not talking about what we're doing in terms of hustling and grinding. And man, like we work harder than like anybody I know, right? Like we're not afraid of hard work, but we've kind of started to shift away from like achieving great things in life. I think you can grind your way out of achieving that as opposed to aligning yourself 80-20 principle, finding those leverage points to achieve that. And so, no, dude, totally agree with you. It wears me out watching some of these videos online sometimes. Dude, I want to talk through like the perfect day formula. And I got the box, dude. I'm stoked to get into the box here tomorrow. Start looking through it, start going through it. I mean, how did that come about? What is that? Who should be using that? And how does all that work?
How many visitors did this have? What? How many visitors did this have?
Hmm. That Yeah, dude, this is kind of a tangent, but this is something I've been thinking about. I mean, I think a lot of entrepreneurs, I'm kind of finding myself, it's like you're just kind of walking, you got training wheels, you're trying this, you're trying that. You're just trying to make a little bit of money at the beginning. How did you find like your life's work where you like settle into it and you're like, wow, this is what I want to be doing for the rest of my life. Like, this is what I'm born to do. I mean, how did you get to that one? Because I feel like a lot of people are not there. They're just trying to learn how to run Facebook ads. Hmm.
Is it you? So, what is it? Ryan in there? Is Ryan in there? Trying everything else is in. He should be. So, he's not in there. So why so many? Someone trying to do something. Somebody trying something for lives. No, because it's so they trial just try to target the viewers.
Yep.
and you iterate your game and your goal and your reality. But I think it's very important to have a good vision for your life. And so in 2006, when I hired my first coach, the very first question on the very first call, he said to me, Greg, what do you want your business to look like? And I said, I'd love to have a business like Early to Rise. He knew what it was, I knew what it was, and that was all we talked about in terms of Early to
Hmm.
Rise in the day. But then I went out and I became a better speaker. I started my own coaching groups. I did events. I became a better writer. I started networking. I'm a very introverted person, but I met all the people that I could. And then in 2011, my business partner, Matt, came to me and said, hey, I just was talking to the owner of Early to Rise, and he wants to sell the business. And so we negotiated a deal. And it was 5 years, 3 months, and 17 days after I said that to my first coach that we were able to buy the business of our dreams. So it wasn't just something like Early to Rise, it was exactly what I wanted
Hmm.
because I had a strong, clear vision. So it starts with the vision, and then you work down to your perfect day to dial in your script, your schedule, so that you are getting maximum results and still having that quality time. And that is how you go from where you are right now, scratching and clawing, and that's what you got to do for a little bit until you find your traction. But when you do, and when it's aligned with your vision, that is when you start having the huge breakthroughs like our friend AJ.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I think that gives hope, like where you're at. You know, it's like it took you over 5 years to get there. Like we set a goal recently, our team to sell, or at least have a value of $1 billion tech company by 2025. And like right now, like that's scary, right? Like I don't know how to get there. All I have is like today and like tomorrow. I think that's like good for me to hear that like you set the vision and then you start aligning things, day one, and over time you can get there after iterating and iterating. So I think that gives hope if you've got like big dreams you're not sure how to get to. That's awesome, man. So recently I posted in the Entrepreneur Alliance and I asked about anxiety, and I was like, all right, who here deals with anxiety as an entrepreneur? What do you do to help it? And people had all sorts of responses. People said, well, I pray, I read, I go run, I try not to think about it. I'm stuck in anxiety and I don't have any solutions for it. I feel like you've obviously gone through that and you help a lot of people with that. I mean, what would you say to entrepreneurs who are struggling with anxiety here?
Well, there are a couple things physiologically you can do. So first is your breathing. So one of the things when I was younger, this was 2006, and I was breathing improperly, um, is that I was breathing from my upper chest. So short, shallow breaths from your upper chest increase adrenaline in your body. Adrenaline increases anxiety. So you need to breathe from your belly in through your nose for 4 seconds, maybe hold it for a couple seconds in your belly, big, full belly, and then exhale through your mouth 6 seconds, 8 seconds. And if you do that 3 to 6 times, you will really feel quite a reduction in stress physiologically. And so you can start there. Meditation, proven. Brand new article in the New York Times today, sorry, in the Telegraph in the UK about a science study that came out, and it reduces inflammation and it reduces stress hormones in the body. Meditation is proven. So whether you're meditating or whether you're praying and it's spiritual time, you do need that
Hmm.
time because it's scientifically proven to help you reduce anxiety. And we also need to decrease comparison syndrome. So that is probably the biggest first world problem we have right now. I look at you, Dave, and I go, oh my goodness, this guy's, 10 years, 20 years, I guess you're probably, what, 15 years younger than me?
15.
$1 tech company. It's like, oh my goodness, I wish I was doing those things. And I look and I misjudge myself, right?
Yep.
Because I'm comparing myself to you. And so I read Stoic philosophy like Epictetus, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius.
Hmm.
I'm a big fan of what Ryan Holiday's doing right now with his Daily Stoic book. So I mean, pick that up, or otherwise, if you're spiritual, read the Bible or whatever spiritual guide you want to read. But it's a combination of those Zen things, which are proven to reduce anxiety and give you a true perspective on where you fit in life, and realize that you're here to leave a powerful legacy, and it doesn't always come with a dollar sign. It
Yep.
doesn't mean you should go and make a ton of money, because if you're making a ton of money, chances are you are probably helping a lot of people, and that's what the world needs now more than ever is people out there helping other people. So if you can combine all of that, then just have a good perspective on life and take time to slow down, you're going to come out ahead.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I totally agree with like the comparison thing. I've had to unfollow some friends on Facebook, that I still, want to talk to, whatever, still good buddies. But just because, like, as entrepreneurs, they're successful and I'd see what they were doing. And I'd just be like, oh, like, I want to be them or I want to be like them. And I realized, like, the whole time they're kind of thinking the same thing back at me, right? And it's like, we're not going anywhere. So I actually had to, like, unfollow people, block their posts so I don't see every half hour what they're working on online because it was, like, stressing me out like crazy. So totally get that.
Here's a cool thing that James Altucher, well, two things I want to share with you. One that I did in order to overcome this stress is, I had a friend who was jealous of my grandkids, Delmonte, who's in high school with a girl, and was like, this is ridiculous. I keep getting jealous of this. And whenever you coach people, you see the other side of the story, right? It's like, okay, you see what's on the outside, what you think that they're achieving, but when you coach them, you're like, oh my goodness, look at all the stuff this guy's going through. It becomes
Yeah.
amazing. So I was like, okay, I'm jealous of Vince. This is repeated. Why am I doing this? What can I do to overcome this? And it was probably like 3 or 4 years ago that I started the habit of sending out a daily thank you card. So every single morning, I walk my dog, but before I walk my dog, I write a handwritten thank you card to somebody. And it's usually someone I'm, jealous of, or not jealous, but envious of. Jealousy is having something taken away from you. Envious is just wanting something
Hmm.
that someone else has. And so I'll write a thank you card to someone I'm envious of, or just to somebody who's really helped me in the last day. You're definitely going to get one soon.
I appreciate that.
Because I'm envious of you. So now I go and I walk the dog and I put it in the mailbox every day. And what I do as soon as it comes on my face, because nobody gets anything good in the mail anymore unless it's a perfect day formula kit, of course. But I'll get all these emails from, oh, thank you, Mr. whatever. Give me a note. Here's the perfect
You
card.
use
Say something
momentum
nice to
plus.
them, and I fight my envy and I grind my envy into the ground and I turn my envy
Hey, momentum
into
plus.
happiness
No,
and
no, I'm
motivation.
sorry.
So
You
that
don't do
helps
it.
me too. You hear from
Pull it
James
integrate to
Ballentyne a lot
Trello.
about gratitude
Or
journaling
you need to
and
be able to
doing
do
these thank you
a
cards has
checklist on
changed
your
my life
homepage.
literally
It's only $10 a month.
very percent. And what I
I wasn't
did
sure, but some
every
like hasn't
morning
tried
I
out
would
so
say,
like it
you
first.
will never forget how you make
Hasn't
me
tried out
feel.
so like
Hmm.
it first.
Those three things literally have changed my life from a skeptical, cynical guy to much more of a giver today. But then the other thing that James Altucher does is he recommends doing this 10 big ideas thing. Have you heard of that thing?
Yeah, he has it on like a little waiter pad and just write out 10 ideas a day.
Yeah, so you write out 10 ideas for others, meaning here are 10 ways that I can help Dave build his business. Yesterday I did 10 Facebook live streams for a couple of my friends who are in the nutrition world. Hey, you can do these 10 Facebook lives. People go crazy for them. Here's how it'll help you sell more of your programs. And I just sent it to them unsolicited. And so I do that every single day. I do 10 ideas for somebody and I email them or I send them a Facebook message. And so now, instead of me being envious of somebody's
The
success,
food checker.
I put my
The what's
energy
the
into
date
making
you
them more
aligned on your phone that's super.
successful.
You're
And
part of it.
regardless of
Have
me
you ever
anything
seen
in
any of that?
return, I'm
Who
doing it
went?
for me.
I do love
It's a
it. Like the
selfish
checkout thing
thing
and
for me to do it, but it
sort of
makes them better
just
and it
can't
helps me
watch things.
overcome the envy and it gives me a perspective on life because listen, if your friends were not successful, how would that make your life any better?
Yep.
Stupid
It
English
would
thing
make
is
your life
terrible.
worse because you feel bad for them. You truly feel bad for them. They're your friends and you spend all this energy trying to help them anyways. So why not help them now with positive energy, get better, and bring more greatness into their life? And if you go out and you become known as a person of value
It's
and just sending thank you cards and
Who went?
giving
the
big ideas all along the way, man, you are going to become successful.
that's the
Yesterday I was on a
Yeah.
podcast and the person asked me,
Did
what's
you?
your one thing that's made you successful? And I'm not a great copywriter. I'm not a great salesperson. I just know a lot of people.
Hmm.
I know a lot of people who can help me out when I need it.
Yeah.
And,
Hmm?
there's
Speaking of
people in my
Chrome,
industry that have a nickname for
Okay,
me. They
nice.
call me Godfather because I've been
it's
around
like
it
totally
for
different.
a while. And it's kind of neat because I'd never try and ask for favors for free, but when I do,
Or could you
the
load
favors I'll ask is like,
you
hey
have
Vince,
Chrome on
can
your
you help
phone?
my friend Matt? And
What do
I'd
you
be like,
use?
okay, yeah,
I mean, I
can
normally
you
use
help
Safari,
me?
but I do have Chrome.
Want me to help this other guy?
That doesn't matter. Just
Sure, no
try.
problem. You're the Godfather. Vince is the guy that gave me the idea.
Yeah, try
So
Chrome first.
so here's my favorite
And
one.
just you don't have to do
So
the
then somebody else,
Alliance
you can
homepage.
do this. I mean, this is good for my ego and it overcomes my envy and I'm just happy to live my life this way because I'm not really a material
That's awesome.
some of those crazy ideas come from entrepreneurs.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like the big thing I've been hearing from you this whole time is like you want the same things as all of us, but instead of just sitting there and being like, I want this, you do these small little actions that, when put together, actually get you there, right? I mean, I feel like that's what I've heard with so many things that you want, so many changes you want to make. You just start to build in these little tiny things. I mean, is that kind of a strategy that you're thinking through and using as you go do that?
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, when you read through all of them,
Hmm.
you'll get to the section where I talk about the law of action attraction. So everybody's heard the law of attraction. You sit there and you want, and it doesn't come first, of course. But the law of action attraction is when you know exactly where you want to get to, and then you start taking the actions of getting closer to it. So back to my vision about getting a seat at the province. I could have sat there in a chair and hoped that, one day I'd get the opportunity. But I had to go out and, meet my friend Matt Smith. I had to go out and tell people what I wanted. I had to go and become a good speaker and a better writer. And when I did all of those things, it moved me ahead towards what I wanted to attract into my life.
Hmm.
And then I did attract exactly what I wanted into my life. I earned it. And so when you do these little things, they build up. And one day, because you're out there helping some developer, and he's going to introduce you to a different developer, Dave, and that developer is going to, be the key component in building your technology, and then, that developer is going to know somebody who's going to a conference, and you're going to go to the conference, and you're going to meet somebody who's going to give you the VC money, and, it's going to invest, and next thing you know, you're going to have it, a
What?
billion-dollar
Just
thing, because you did all of those actions
it's for
and you
sale.
attracted that vision into your life. And that's how life works.
Yep. Oh, I love that, man. Yeah, you can't ever see it looking forward. You can only see it looking back and being like, how did it even happen? But it did, even though I had no idea I'd meet the right person and meet him and go do this and all that. So no, that's cool. Well, dude, I don't usually do this, but how can people get this box? Because I loved getting that thing. I was like, dude, this is legit. What's the URL? How can people go out in there and buy this little orange box?
You would perfect day. I made a video there. I think there's an unboxing video. There's also an unboxing video on my YouTube channel. You'll see everything that's in there. But you can order it at perfectdayformula.com. And, if you want, Dave, if people want to email you for like a special link,
Cool.
might give them a discount. And we'll also send out, I did a course creation with the people at ambitious.com. So we have
Okay.
a resource, a video that we can also send. So there's lots of other additional tools that we can send your viewers to make sure they get every single day that you just hit, get the perfect days aligned in their vision and everything great.
Beautiful, dude. Beautiful. No, I'm seriously excited to go through it. Yeah, if you guys are watching this, I'd recommend go buy that thing. It is sweet, and I think it's going to change a lot of what I'm doing on a day to day basis. So awesome, Craig. Well, dude, seriously, thank you so much. I know you've got probably 4,000 things to do today, and you made time for all of us. So from the Entrepreneur Alliance, man, we really appreciate you doing this and appreciate all the wisdom you've given us.
Thanks so much, Dave. This was awesome.
Yeah, dude, sounds great. We'll hopefully see you in here again.
Awesome.
Thanks, Craig.